This is Plant-Based Briefing, Vegan Bacon, Why It's Better for You and How to Make Your Own, Part 1, by Ocean Robbins at FoodRevolution.org. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson, and this is the 10-minute curated content plant-based podcast where I narrate articles with author permission on a variety of vegan and plant-based topics. Today's article is a bit longer than most, so I'm splitting it into Part 1, which I'll read today, and Part 2, which I'll read tomorrow. Today's article is from Ocean Robbins at Food Revolution Network, which is a nonprofit organization committed to healthy, ethical, and sustainable food for all. Food Revolution Network is guided by John and Ocean Robbins with more than 500,000 members, and with the collaboration of many of the top food revolutionary leaders of our times. They aim to empower individuals, to build community, and transform food systems to support healthy people and a healthy planet. Now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. Vegan Bacon, Why It's Better for You and How to Make Your Own, Part 1, by Ocean Robbins at FoodRevolution.org. Summary. Many omnivores cite bacon as the reason they'll never stop eating meat, or even cut down a bit. But with plant-based bacon alternatives getting better and better, even bacon lovers may find themselves inching toward healthier, more ethical, and more sustainable diets. In this article, we look at vegan bacon, why it's superior, how to make it, and how to enjoy it. If you Google broccoli summer camp, kale summer camp, and cauliflower summer camp, you'll come up empty. You'll find summer recipes for these cruciferous stars, sure, but no week-long vacation event dedicated to them. When you search for bacon summer camp, by contrast, you'll discover that there is such a thing. With speakers, cooking tutorials, panel discussions, butchering demos, and even a bacon film festival, Camp Bacon caters to one of the hottest foods of the past decade. And that's just the tip of the strip, if you will. Someone spent enough time and energy to figure out that 62% of U.S. restaurants have bacon on the menu. The average American consumes almost 18 pounds of bacon per year. And if you don't, then someone out there is eating 36 pounds to keep the average up. There's a National Bacon Day in the U.S., and bacon has gone from breakfast meat to ubiquitous star ingredient in everything from bacon-wrapped hot dogs and steaks to desserts like cupcakes and ice cream. And if I haven't yet convinced you that bacon makes people highly irrational, there's a Seattle company that sells bacon-scented underwear for men and women. These days, whenever an animal-based product becomes hugely popular, plant-based versions aren't far behind. Thanks to a growing market, new technologies, and social media experimentation, there are now plant-based bacon alternatives that are getting closer and closer to the original. According to the online food ordering company Grubhub, users ordered vegan bacon 113% more in 2019 than the year before. And it's a good thing, too. Bacon comes from pigs, the vast majority of which, approximately 95%, are raised on factory farms, which carry a whole host of ethical and environmental problems. And that's not even mentioning the health effects of bacon, which is a highly processed meat. So in this article, we'll take a look at vegan bacon, why it can be a much better alternative to the stuff that comes from pigs, how you can make it yourself, and recipes that use plant-based bacon. Benefits of vegan bacon. When you substitute vegan bacon for traditional bacon, almost everything gets better. Saying no to animal cruelty. First of all, vegan bacon doesn't arrive on your plate with a heaping side of animal cruelty. In an average week, more than 2 million pigs are slaughtered in the U.S. alone, for a rough total of 129 million deaths per year. Globally, the number's close to 1.5 billion. And almost all these animals are processed into, quote, pork products, primarily bacon, ham, and sausage. That's a lot of killing, but numbers don't tell the whole story. The pigs' lives are arguably more miserable than their deaths. Female pigs are first impregnated at 7 months of age and live out their lives in a cycle of pregnancy, birth, and nursing until they're eventually sent to slaughter. To ensure fertility, they're drugged with hormones. Whether being bred or just raised for slaughter, pigs are kept in confinement, barely able to turn around or lie down. Yes, the pregnant ones as well. They spend their short lives wallowing in and breathing their own waste. And these are highly sentient and social beings we're talking about. Pigs who are allowed to live out their lives in farm sanctuaries are playful, affectionate, and highly intelligent. In fact, despite the stereotypes, pigs are very clean and hygienic creatures by nature. While organic and pasture-raised pigs unquestionably have better lives than their factory-farmed peers, Many still live and die in ways that Wilbur and Babe would not appreciate. When you replace bacon with vegan bacon, you eliminate all this cruelty completely. Saying no to antibiotic resistance. It's not just the pigs who suffer because of factory farming. Pig farmers use, on average, nearly 4 times as many antibiotics as cattle ranchers per pound of meat. This is a huge public health problem for humans, as misuse of antibiotics contributes to the rise of antibiotic-resistant superbugs that cannot be treated by medicines. Given that we've seen how much damage a viral pandemic can do, it just seems like common sense not to encourage the development of potentially disease-causing bacteria. Vegan bacon turns off that spigot. Saying no to toxic waste. Each year, pig farms produce about 270 million tons of waste in the U.S. alone, billions of tons worldwide, all of which have to go somewhere. The disposal of this waste has toxic effects on workers, local residents, the groundwater supply, air quality, and the surrounding environment. Think asthma. Think lagoons brimming with feces and rotting hog carcasses. Think air that stinks so bad that people get sick from just breathing outside air. And these effects are disproportionately visited on marginalized, poor communities. If you have money, you have the means to prevent hog farms from setting up shop within sniffing distance from your home. Eating vegan bacon is therefore an act of environmental stewardship and social justice. Saying no to carcinogens. You don't have to live near a pig farm to be harmed by bacon. All you have to do is eat it. A study in the International Journal of Epidemiology found even a modest intake of processed meats, such as bacon, was associated with an increased risk of colorectal cancer. A British medical journal study found that consumption of red meat, both processed and unprocessed, was associated with increased risk of death from every one of the specific causes of death they looked at, including cancer, heart disease, stroke, and other cerebrovascular diseases, respiratory disease, diabetes, infections, kidney disease, and chronic liver disease. In addition, the World Health Organization declared red and processed meat to be carcinogenic. They contain nitrates and nitrites, which can form nitrosamines, which are carcinogenic in animals and likely humans as well. Saying yes to plant-based nutrition. So far, vegan bacon wins just by not coming from pigs. But depending on the ingredients, plant-based bacon could actually be good for you. Healthy plant foods can be rich sources of fiber and of essential vitamins and minerals, including protein, calcium, antioxidants, and other phytonutrients. These can help prevent many chronic diseases. How to make vegan bacon. There are more and more vegan bacon products for sale in stores, and some of them taste remarkably good, but many of them are highly processed foods. Plus, they tend to be high in saturated fat from coconut or palm oil, very high in sodium, and they can get more than a little expensive. With a little know-how, you can make your own vegan bacon, saving money and doing a good turn for your health at the same time. Since vegan bacon is such a winner for animals, the environment, and human health and well-being, it's really important that it tastes good. That way, more people will be willing to switch and not be seduced by the "but bacon" lure as they consider shifting away from an animal-centric diet. The essence of vegan bacon taste. So now let's think like foodies. Vegan bacon should retain the salty, sweet, fatty, and smoky notes and soft, chewy texture typically associated with bacon. Because it is a smoked meat, it's important to highlight the smokiness in whatever you're making. Luckily, that smoke flavor is a function of smoke, not meat, so you can achieve it in a couple of ways. First, there's liquid smoke. Just a couple of drops can pack a punch, so you don't need to use a lot. Second, smoked paprika is a spice that you can add to the seasoning. Third, you can grill your vegan bacon the same way animal-based bacon is grilled, with wood smoke permeating the, quote, meat. When you're making vegan bacon, if you want to compete with the traditional bacon on the flavor front, this probably isn't the time to go low-fat. Because traditional bacon comes from some of the fattiest parts of a pig, plant-based foods that contain some fat will produce the best bacon-like flavors. Higher-fat plant foods can also ensure a texture that's relatively crispy without getting burnt, and that also allows for a little bit of chewiness and flexibility. And having some fat allows for the vegan bacon to be baked or air-fried, as well as, if it's your thing, fried in a pan with oil. You just listened to Vegan Bacon, Why It's Better for You and How to Make Your Own, Part 1, by Ocean Robbins at FoodRevolution.org.